Hello Leo, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So the setup is kind of different from how I usually do it. Usually I'm in front of the camera, but like I explained in my last video, my energy is just off. So I'm doing my readings, just focus on the cards this month. I hope that you do not mind. So this is going to be a love and spirituality reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So make sure you check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs whenever you're watching my tarot videos. So let's see what's going on for the month of October, and I'll also be doing an extended reading after this one, and I will leave that in the description box down below. So Leos, let's see what messages come through for the month of October. So 3 for your past position. Ooh, King of Cups. The past position. King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. The Star card. Okay, so you got your sister signs card in the past. So some of you could have been dealing with an Aquarius possibly, or another air sign, because the Queen of Swords is coming up at the bottom of the deck in reverse. So some of you could have had to attach from an air sign possibly. So in the past position we have the King of Cups coming up first. So the King of Cups represents someone who has mastered their emotions, who is able to remain in control of their emotions, someone who's openly expressive and giving when it comes to their emotions, and also open to receiving when it comes to their emotions. So the King of Cups is like that person who possibly has been through a lot of relationships, and they have each time leveled up every relationship. So I feel like that's the energy I'm getting from you. So you could have been through a lot of things in the past, not just romantic relationships, but friendships, family dynamics, where you may have struggled a lot and had a hard time with those relationships, but each time it's like you took the lesson from the relationship and used it to become a better version of yourself. So some of you, like I said in the past, have been in this energy of being very much in control of your emotions. So that's a good thing. And it could also mean that you developed a strong connection or attachment to someone, possibly an air sign, and because the Queen of Swords coming up here in the reverse. So it's possible that this card can also talk about just the deep emotion that you could have been feeling about someone. So the King of Pentacles in reverse is here as well. So what I'm getting from this King of Pentacles in reverse is that in the near past, some of you, because you were in this energy of being in your heart space and you were feeling very emotional and vulnerable, you could have started to neglect other areas of your life, such as your career, such as your health. It's like taking care of yourself could have been put on the back burner because you were in your feelings, you could basically say, with this King of Cups. It's like sometimes when you have a very strong connection to someone and you're fixated on that connection, or you're really focused on nurturing that connection, sometimes we can start to neglect the practical side of life. So we can be too involved in our heart space and not involved enough in our passions or our career. So I feel like there has been an imbalance for you in the past when it comes to your emotions versus your goals or getting things done. The King of Pentacles can also talk about someone who was just not willing to invest their time and energy, someone who's very selfish. And I'm not getting this for your energy. I feel like this may be the person that you were dealing with, possibly someone who was very selfish and who was not willing to invest. The King of Pentacles can be someone who literally is selfish, meaning that they don't like to spend money on people, they're kind of cheap. But then also it's someone who just doesn't want to give you their energy, like not just their money but also their energy. They would rather spend yours, either your money or your energy. And if you're in the King of Cups energy, it's very easy to kind of get sucked into dealing with this type of person because you're so much in your heart space and you're trying to see the good in them and wanting to see the positive in them, and we can kind of overlook the fact that they can be kind of selfish. So I'm also getting that, because I've mentioned this in a lot of my other videos too, sometimes we attract people who are the opposite of us to kind of show us what we may be lacking. So if you are someone who's very extremely giving and you're a little bit too giving, you could run into a selfish person, or you can connect with a selfish person who will teach you about setting boundaries and how to focus more on yourself and how to be a little more selfish, but not in an extreme way, not in a negative way, but just like to balance out your energy. So I'm feeling like that is definitely something that could have happened to some of you in the recent past. And then the Star card. So like I said, this is your sister signs energy. This is Aquarius energy. So some of you could have been dealing with an Aquarius, but mostly I'm picking up that there was just a higher lesson that was needed to be learned in this situation, and that there was some healing that needed to be done. So it's kind of like this connection took place for you to kind of see yourself in a reflection, and in order for you to heal through that. So like I said, if some of you are very like giving and expressive, and it's to the point where it's too much sometimes, like it's to the point where you overgive, then you could meet, like I said, someone who's very selfish, because you're needing to heal a wound within you that causes you to overgive. So you'll run into an extremely selfish person who will, like I said, show you that part of yourself that you need to step into. And it's like, take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to exactly mean the scenario that I said. It could be reversed. It could be that, you need to be more giving and selfless, and the other person is too sensitive and too giving. You know what I'm saying? So just take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to be that exact situation, but overall it's just this energy of someone mirroring your energy back to you, and because of this you are able to see something about yourself that needed to be healed. So I feel like that is overall positive, Leo. So let's pull for the present position. Present position, Leo. The Hierophant in reverse, okay? The Four of Cups. The Lover's card. Okay, so some of you really have strong feelings for someone with the Lover's card coming up and the King of Cups. So the Hierophant is here in the present position, and that is in the reverse. And I do read this as a positive thing, because the Hierophant is usually this card of following tradition and kind of going with what you have been taught. It's kind of like your brain being on autopilot is how I'm reading it. So it's like if you've been conditioned to feel a certain way about yourself, or to view relationships in a certain way, or to be attracted to a certain type of person, then that's not a good thing necessarily, because like, how do I explain this? So, sorry, too many messages at once. It's like when you have been programmed to behave a certain way, and so now you're just on autopilot. Okay, I'm trying to like slow down my energy here. I'm like spacing out. It's like now you're just on autopilot, and a lot of people are functioning in their relationships this way. They're just kind of on autopilot and just going with the program that has been programmed into their mind when it comes to the way they view the world or view other people. And I feel like you're coming out of this energy. This King of Cups right over top of the Hierophant in reverse, I feel like you are really evaluating the ways in which you give love and receive love, because like I said, you could have been on autopilot when it came to the way that you thought and behaved, because you've been programmed to think and behave a certain way when it comes to love, whether that be through society, or whether that be through childhood trauma, or whether that be through past relationships. We're all being programmed to kind of act a certain way, and the only way to kind of break that is to become aware of it and knowledgeable, and to heal anything within us that needs to be healed. So I feel like a lot of you in the present moment are either you're doing this, like you are becoming more aware of your patterns, or you're being advised to do this. So you're being advised to really look at, the ways in which you show up in relationships, and is it serving you, or is it just something that is a defense mechanism for you? For example, someone who is kind of emotionally closed off, that's a defense mechanism, and that's a programming that's running in their mind that tells them that people are not safe, it's not safe to love, and you have to keep your feelings and emotions to yourself. And sometimes that can serve them, but at the same time, that can also be something that is hindering them, because it could hold them back from finding the person that they're really supposed to be with, and it could stop them from it can make them sabotage a connection. See what I'm saying? So you're being asked to really look at your patterns and ask yourself, is your patterns when it comes to relationships and emotions something that needs to be changed, or is it serving you? So overall, I feel like whatever this connection was, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be romantic. I feel like overall, whatever this connection was, it's something that is helping you to break norms and to break patterns. is what I'm seeing. So a lot of you are going to be changing your dating style up definitely after this situation. It's kind of like I'm getting the energy of you really leveling up and you not even be able to go back to the way that you once were and the way that you once approached relationships. So certain people who you once found attractive, you will not find them attractive anymore. You won't find their type attractive anymore because you are transforming into a better version of yourself. So the Four of Cups in the traditional tarot talks about being focused on the past, and when you're focused on the past, you're unable to see the future or see what the future is offering you. So with that coming up right underneath the King of Pentacles in reverse, some of you still have this person on your mind, or this person or the situation, take it as it resonates, on your mind heavily. And that makes sense because, like I said, with the King of Cups coming up here and the Lover's card, that means that there's heavy like soulmate energy, or heavy, like there's a heavy connection that is involved in this. It could be really your feelings are being rekindled through the Venus retrograde. Sorry, it's like an ambulance going past outside. Your energy or your connection to this person could be rekindled because of the Venus retrograde. So you could just be really reflecting back on this person. And even if, like I said, if you think you're over this person or this person isn't in your life anymore, it's just the energy that still could be lingering, or the feeling or the attachment, something along those lines. So I feel like there's a need for you to really be careful about holding on too tightly to the past. It's like, make sure that you are reviewing the past and you are honoring your feelings about the past, but make sure you're not missing out on any future opportunities or anything that's right in front of your face because you are holding on so tightly to someone or to the thought of someone. And just remember that when you're holding on to someone from your past, you're also holding on to the past version of yourself. So if you are trying to level up and become a better version of yourself, it's important for you to let go of past people as well. So the Lover's card is also here, and the Lover's card talks about soulmate energy, very strong soul connection to someone who you have a deep love for or deep passion for. And the Star card here, clarifying the Lover's card, or coming up right above the Lover's card, it just shows me how spiritual of a connection this actually was, because there's so much healing that's taking place through this connection. It's like if you had not met this person, or if you had not been in this situation, you would not be the person that you are about to be now, because you are healing and stepping onto this new path. And it's like the energy I'm getting is very beautiful. Even if this connection on Earth or on a 3D plane, it looks very messed up and there's like terrible things that went on a spiritual level, there's a deep love between these two people. It's kind of like two people agreeing to kind of reincarnate here together to help each other grow. And even though, like I said, it looks very horrible, like from a human perspective, because things just probably didn't go right and there's probably a lot of pain involved, it's like this growth that's taking place through the pain. It's like a very beautiful energy. I'm trying my best to describe it how I see it. Like, just imagine two people who like love each other so much, like in the spiritual realm. Just picture two souls that are so in love with each other, or love each other so much that they agree to reincarnate here and to help each other to grow and to kind of spark this flame within each other in order to help step onto this new path and to help heal each other. So I'm not trying to romanticize any type of abusive relationship. Like, if you were in something abusive, I'm not romanticizing it like, oh, in a past life, you agreed to this. I'm not romanticizing that. But this energy that I'm getting is of people who, like, genuinely, like, on a soul level, they really love each other to the point where, like I said, the love is so powerful that it's able to transform and heal each other. So it's very, very strong energy. So because the Four of Cups is in the heart of the reading, right here in the center, I'm actually going to read that card from the book. So let's see, Four of Cups. Okay, Four of Cups. Let me hold this up. Keywords: harmony, serenity, calm, softness, and tenderness. So it says, green life emerges upon the banks of the Nile in the desert of Egypt. It is the most natural, harmonious process on this planet, life finding a way to thrive. This natural process comes with a sense of tenderness. Green plants loving the water, photosynthesizing, worshiping the sun. Our natural process of growing love within ourselves can mirror the serenity demonstrated by nature. We can achieve balance and harmony with the soft, abundant life that love gives us. And the mantra to repeat is, as nature finds balance, so do I. Okay, sorry, camera cut off for a second. So like I was saying, the shadow aspect of this card says, just like weeds can overtake a garden, wild, untamed emotions can threaten to take over and have a life of their own. As wonderful as love is, we need to be aware of maintaining our balance in order to keep healthy relationships. So, basically, what this card is talking about is finding balance and peace within. So, like I said, in the traditional tarot, this card talks about really being focused on the past and not seeing what's ahead of you. So when I kind of combine those two messages together in my mind, what I'm getting is that your past has the ability to keep you off balance if you continue to focus on it. And it depends on how you're focusing on it. If you're focusing on it from a sense of having gratitude or trying to find a lesson in it, then that will help you find balance and move forward in the future. But if you are thinking back on it like wishing that you did something differently or wishing that things could have been different, sometimes that can keep you stagnant and that can keep you in a place of imbalance. Because I am seeing that everything played out exactly the way it was supposed to play out, and there is a lot of healing that is being done through this, and there's a lot of growth on both people's ends. Even if it's not a romantic partnership, if it's a career, if it's a family, there's a lot of growth with everyone who is kind of involved in whatever the situation was. So there's a need, like I said, for you to remain balanced and to turn your attention towards your future and moving forward. So if you are dealing with an Aquarius, I strongly suggest watching that reading as well, because a similar message came out. And the way that I set up my readings, the way that I set my intentions, is that if you want to cross watch for someone, you can, but you won't necessarily pick up on their energy. You'll probably hear messages that you're supposed to hear for yourself. So if you're dealing with Aquarius, you might want to watch that, because the Star card is coming up and they had a very similar message about letting go of the past. So I'm going to pull 3 for the future position, and these are the cards that we are going to look at in the extended. The Empress in reverse. The Nine of Swords. The Strength card. So the Empress in reverse. So, you know, this card is a little bit worrisome because the Empress in reverse could have to do with your lack of self-esteem or not really taking care of yourself the way that you need to. With it coming up underneath the Hierophant, though, it very well could be talking about that was your energy in the past, and that's what you're needing to remove yourself from, like the energy of not feeling confident or good within yourself, or not nurturing yourself the way that you need to. But I will know more when I clarify it in the extended, so we will look at that in the extended. And then we have the Nine of Swords, a very, very beautiful card. In the traditional tarot deck, though, if you're familiar with tarot, the Nine of Swords is not a beautiful card like it is on here. In the traditional tarot deck, the Nine of Swords talks about mental energy that is keeping you up at night, that's keeping you anxious and stagnant. With it coming up underneath the Four of Cups, I'm not really shocked, because the Four of Cups does come with a lot of anxiety and ruminating thoughts that kind of keep you in a dark headspace. So I'm feeling like in the near future, that's an energy that you're going to have to look out for, but we will clarify that in the extended, like I said. And then, let me fix this. And then we have the Strength card, and that's coming up in the reverse. So again, I feel like these future energies, they may not sound positive, but they are just a warning to you pretty much of what's to come, so that then you can transmute it and you can turn it positive. Remember that when it comes to tarot, when you see future outcomes that are negative, it's basically just telling you what's most likely to happen if you don't change your energy. So you could easily change a negative outcome in tarot to a positive one by just shifting your energy. So these reversals for the future are just basically like a reminder, or like a warning of, you know, needing to shift your thought process or shift your actions and just shift your energy in general. So we will look at those in the extended. Thank you so much for watching, Leo. In the description, in the extended video will be in the description box down below. So I will see you guys over on Vimeo. Bye.